What's going on, everyone? We're here today with the whole team for a Q&A that we decided to do after winning the X Games gold medal just a few days ago. Naturally, Lunchbox has to tweet about this horrible camera setup that we have first. But other than that, they haven't really heard any of these questions. We had so many come through on Twitter that I sort of pulled the best ones, and none of the team have really heard them yet. So you're actually going to be seeing their first impressions and first reactions to all of these questions.
Why are we still in Towey?
Well, we actually can't leave.
We are trapped.
9 feet of snow outside our door. I'm from Minnesota, and I kept saying over and over again how it wasn't that bad. Like, I've seen worse, and that was just wrong. It was all wrong. Without Towey, do you guys realize you would not have won?
Wait, by the way, Towey picked that question.
I did. I picked all the questions.
Can we touch on this?
You can.
All right.
Okay.
So I actually said right after the tournament to Towey that I felt like this was the most impactful performance that he's ever had. I will say that in this game, I know that there is like a weapon timer, so you kind of have like everybody in the game knows exactly when the weapons are coming up, but when you're focused in on hitting all your shots at the top level and all that stuff, I will say our team is not very good at getting power-ups or power weapons without Towey. And this weekend kind of just reaffirmed that to all of us. Online, we were struggling with it. This whole weekend, I felt like we were very dominant at getting all of the OSs, camos, all the different power weapons, and I feel like he is obviously the biggest reason for that. So I definitely think he increases our chances of winning and was probably one of the bigger reasons that we won this weekend. So definitely mad props to Towey.
Well, thank you. If EG wins the World Championship, will Lunchbox create his own calculator company with the money that he gets?
Calculator? No, it's kind of a long formula in my head that allows me to calculate everything, so I don't think I could put that in a calculator form. It's all in my head, actually.
Right, right, naturally.
It wouldn't work.
Sure.
So I would invest the money elsewhere, not in a calculator.
Where would you invest it?
Not in a calculator.
Okay, alright. What is it like for Lunchbox to be so much smarter than everyone else on the team?
I do not think I'm smarter than everybody on the team except for Roy. I'm definitely smarter than him. But
thoughts?
I mean, he literally does worse than me every tournament. I mean, he's maybe had a better performance at a tournament like
are you just
once in his
purely
career.
basing this
Your
off kills and deaths?
No. Overall playmaking ability, I'm like Michael Jordan, you're like Scottie Pippen in the duo ship, in the grand scheme. Tom is like the Michael Jordan of Halo, but for me and you, I'm like Batman, you're like Robin.
Is that how that works?
That's how that works.
Yeah.
Alright, specifically at Eric, but who is the funniest person on EG and how?
Funniest person on EG is probably Towey, just because I live with him and I laugh all the time, and it makes living with him, all the negatives go a little higher.
Yeah, they all, I mean, I bring you down a bit, but I make you laugh, so it's about even.
I think without a doubt, Hammy is maybe the funniest person I've ever met in my life. Not just like the team, like in my life, Hammy is probably, I've never laughed more and just with a teammate.
So can we point out that he doesn't try to be funny?
I know, like it's just like he's just 18. He's really young. Like I'm not used to teaming with honestly such a noob. Like he's so good at the game, but like his experience level is very low, and I love it so much. Like he is just like the nicest, and he means so well. But some of the stuff that he says is literally the funniest thing that I've ever.
I argued about
a
washing machine for 5 minutes with him, and he knew nothing about what he was talking about, but he was arguing for 5 minutes about the washing machine.
We're watching it, and Commonly is literally like in 10 seconds this is gonna happen. I'm gonna out-BR this guy.
Dude, I was owning so hard, just wait for this play.
The opposite of what he said happened every time.
He was 0 for 12.
He was never right.
0 for 12.
Right here, you need to put the clip of him jumping top center right here.
Just a thrust off
him. It needs to be it.
Guys, they're all here. In my base beat, there's 2 guys here. Run, Justin.
Hey, Hammy, did you know that your headset was on the wrong way?
Oh no.
Not like this.
So when I first put on my Astros like 6 years ago, I put them on backwards, and I was like, this sounds weird, but I didn't do anything. So I've been playing on my Astros backwards for 6 years now, and my brain literally inverts sound.
Alright, for the whole team, what was going through your heads after going down 3-2 in the grand finals?
I mean, I'll be honest. I feel like we were all tilting just a little bit. I mean, we all are veteran players. Like, we're never out of the series, even when it's 0-3 or 0-2 in a series. We've come back from that. But the way the Eden Game 5 went, the TS game, where they were kind of going off a sniper, but even at the end, we all had kind of definitely a great chance to win the game. We had a couple guys no shields. We were being aggressive on them. So when we kind of didn't really work well as a team in that situation, I feel like it kind of put us all a little bit on tilt, just knowing that, man, we kind of gave that one away. But at the same time, it also kind of reminded us of why we are in this position right now. We're up, or we had won 2 games. We could have won others, and it was because we were playing very aggressive. So I feel like it put us back in that mindset going into the Plaza Game 6 and then into the Regret TS Game 7. And I just feel like it put us back into that aggressive and angry mindset of just we're going to push the limit and control the pace of the game.
At the whole team, how does this event win compare to prior wins that you might have had, especially with all of the storylines?
I felt like I just ran a marathon. I was out of breath. Like, by the time I went over to shake the
actually out of breath.
I was actually out of breath physically from jumping and screaming and just the adrenaline just all being released at like one specific moment. I think everyone felt that way.
I remember the first time I recorded something. Didn't put my phone on silent.
I just couldn't find enough people to hug, dude. I was just like,
Oh
I want to
my
hug you,
God,
with you. Let me hug everybody.
I hugged Justin like 3 times.
I think Lunch told me afterwards that he had never seen me react like that after any games or after a series, and I've never been one to like overreact when we win or overreact when we lose or anything like that. Just with all the emotion that we had going into this whole weekend and everything that's happened and how many long, stressful hours our whole team has put in to practice and get ready, it was just a culmination of a lot of different things that made us feel that way. It was definitely probably the most rewarding feeling that we've had competing.
I've never seen Todd do that. If you watch the rebroadcast, it looks
Freak
like
out.
he throws a punch at Justin right after
Yeah,
he wins.
he did.
What it means to evil geniuses, your X Games gold.
In all honesty, has anybody on this team put in more time and effort in a week stretch than we did in the week leading up to X Games? I played every day. We played every night practicing.
Not even just playing though, like things that
Yeah,
we
just
did,
focusing
like,
your mind.
just getting our minds set,
Watching
what we need to
footage.
do to win. Yeah,
Absolutely. It's honestly the most time I've ever put into winning a tournament, and that's why it
In
was
an
just
hours
so
per day
rewarding.
standpoint, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've never watched that much Halo in my entire life.
Yeah.
I'd skipped everything else in my life, all responsibilities to focus on Halo for every single day.
I got a really good question for us that I don't know if anyone asked.
What was that?
How do we compare the pickup of Hammy to the decision we had to make when we lost Ola to pick up TJ? In terms of losing a player and then not having much time to really get someone else on the team.
It's true.
Literally, the situation was like almost the exact same.
It was a very
in terms of,
similar
like, losing
situation.
it.
Very little time. Both
Yeah.
were not R3's decision. Ola injured his hand, so we had to replace him, and TJ left us, so we had to replace him. And
Just what it
I feel
goes
like
to
both
the
times
game.
we lucked out as hard as we possibly could have with getting TJ. It was a perfect teammate at the time. He just always was willing to learn and
No.
always never complained in game, never did anything like that. And then TJ's the exact same way, always willing to learn, never complains in game, and that's one thing our team cannot afford is picking up somebody that complains, because we have some complainers on our team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hammy's only complaint so far on the team is, after winning a game, why are we arguing? I don't really know, actually. Jason,
What are we
right?
arguing about?
Dude, like, we won?
It's all about being perfect.
Yeah, I mean, that is one of the biggest things. Even when you win in Halo, there's always mistakes, and even if you win by a decent margin, you can always improve. So it's important to try to fix those mistakes. Experiencing X Games, are you guys excited about what the future may hold for competitive Halo, and do you see the scene only growing from here?
I mean, just looking back and looking at the viewership that the finals had, and just throughout the weekend, just honestly the fact that Halo was on ESPN, like I got a lot of tweets of just like people at bars or wherever,
It was unbelievable.
and ESPN's just on the TV and they're just watching Halo. Like, that's honestly a surreal thing for me. Like, when I'm watching TV, generally it's on ESPN. I'm a pretty big sports fan, so the fact that it's on that stage and got all this exposure this weekend, I think is going to help the growth of Halo exponentially and just continue to kind of rise it back to a very viable and vibrant esport.
Yeah, I had so many people I know, just friends from back home and from college and stuff, that like texted me and said they're just watching SportsCenter. It's like, any night this last weekend, and highlights, like not just 30 seconds or 60 seconds, like full highlights of the day would come up on SportsCenter, which is just unbelievable. It's just such a position I never thought we would really be in again. Is the process of merging with a new teammate difficult? Yes and no.
Depends on the teammate.
It definitely depends on the teammate. But with the amount of time we had, it definitely made things a little bit more difficult since it was all amplified into a really small amount of time, only a few days to practice.
I think the process of merging with a new teammate can be difficult, but I feel like our team is very accepting of new teammates, and we're pretty easy to get along with. So I'd say merging on our team is one of the easier teams to merge to, in my opinion.
You might be the most difficult person to ever get along with.
With you, not with the new guy.
Was that almost like a Bane voice? Like, for you? No?
You're saying I'm going to hit you in the face real quick.
Okay. I only included this question because it was asked so many times. It seems like a lot of people really wanted our opinion on it. So what do you guys think about the sports fans or other athletes who are bashing Halo or video games at the X Games?
I just think it's naive of people who are unwilling to, accept kind of how our generation is at this point in time. When I was first growing up back in the day, yeah, I don't think it was deserving to be here. I think at the beginning of X Games, like snowboarding and skiing weren't considered extreme sports, and I know there was a debate back at the beginning of it as whether they deserve medals or not. So for these, athletes who have developed their sport over time, to say that about ours is a little demeaning. We put in just as much work in time as, they do for their specific sport. No, we're not risking our lives. I don't feel like that is any factor whatsoever that should determine whether you deserve a medal or not.
Sure.
But, yeah, I feel like with the progress that esports has made, the massive stadiums that they sell out, we are here, and I think everything that makes it a sport we have in our industry.
As for everyone, what tips would you give to a newer Halo player trying to get into competitive and improve themselves?
Well, I think that we should leave this to Hammy, since he just did it.
Basically what I did in Halo Reach, I went to pro streams, and whenever they did 8s or whatever, I tried to get in on that. I played pros 1v1, and I beat them, which kind of made my name. It got out there.
Who did you name drop, please?
Anyone specifically?
Wow.
The best one is probably Formal and Ninja.
Wow.
You beat Ninja too?
Yeah,
As a Reach one, right?
They were really good.
They were really
I
good.
played Eric, but I got shit on because his host is really bad.
I'm the most central person out of everyone.
I'm Wes, so it doesn't
Get dominated, bro.
Alright. When Halo 5 came out, I literally just grinded the game, and that.
I knew that. I remember that.
I mean, I got up on the rankings. I was like rank 1 for a little bit, and that's basically it. You have to dedicate a lot of your time to playing and actually getting better.
I have a question for Hammy, though. How would you describe your playstyle in Halo 5?
Ooh.
And who would you say you're most comparable to? Two-part question.
1 and 2.
How would you describe your playstyle?
I think my playstyle is super versatile. I do what needs to be done. So if I need, like, if Eric's like not playing as well, I could step up and slay. But
Well, I get picked out of this.
it's because you're the slayer of the
I'm
team.
kidding.
Yeah. I think I compare a lot to Jason because he's very versatile also in his plays, and I'm looking forward to being Lunchbox Jr.
But I will say that I've never gotten camo and jumped out of a window to my death bottom center. Now that's where you insert that clip of showing him.
We'll show it again. It'll be in twice.
Guys, they're all here. In my base peak, there's 2 guys here. Run, Justin,
But we won the game, so it's literally
Right, yeah,
irrelevant.
absolutely. Well,
I wouldn't say it's irrelevant. It still happened.
It was there. It was a thing.
However, we overcame it.
I mean, I'll add something. If you don't stream and you're someone who wants to get noticed, that is by far the best way to do it.
By far.
I mean, a lot of people that, when we were going to consider a new player, we want to go back. We had 3 days to make a decision. So all we can do, we're not going to be able to play with all these players that maybe we were thinking about in this 3-day span. So we're thinking, what's the best way to go back and watch? Twitch, rebroadcast. We'll go back in there and we'll be like, all right, let's find a scrim of when they played another top team and see how their tendencies work. Hammies, Towey and I spent 3 hours that night just going through old film of him playing, and we were just like, we haven't really seen returns and whatnot, but it was a way that we were able to, scout him and, solidify our decision that it was a good one.
Is Halo a full-time job for you guys? You guys want to start there?
Yeah, I think for both of us it is. I know Halo is definitely growing right now. We decided to hit Twitch pretty hard when Halo 5 dropped, and the game has had really good numbers since it first came out, and I feel like being consistent when a game releases is definitely the best way to get consistent content, consistent viewers coming in. You know, the subscriptions are great. People have been very supportive of us, our team, our stream, and just, you know, a lot of people that support our team in different ways. You know, we'll have tournaments, online tournaments, and people, you know, put up challenges for us. One guy specifically being TOWIE, Hot Chew on the chat, and he has little extra motivation for us, you know, because if you guys will get first place without dropping a game until the finals, I'll drop each of you $75 extra on the, you know, 250 we'd win if we win the tournament. And just seeing support like that from someone else is awesome as, you know, a player. It's really
badass,
cool.
man.
Yeah, awesome.
He won my jersey giveaway too for my son.
Did he really?
He sent us all Christmas gifts.
Awesome.
Like that's an incredible
He's
person.
a very generous sub to all of us and supporter.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, people like that are literally the reason that myself and Eric and Towey are able to treat this as a full-time job. I mean, obviously we need to make money doing this to be able to support ourselves and our families and all that. So having like the supporters such as Chewy and all the other people that support our streams, Red Velvet, with the donations and all that stuff, allow us to provide the content and stuff for you guys, and hopefully the stuff that you guys enjoy and help build up Halo 5 as an esport.
Does @RyanTowey really not get a medal? Tweeted at all of us.
He does not, unfortunately.
The correct answer is I do not, unfortunately. And, well, it's all for me.
They're all coming in now, dude. Hey.
Or this one now.
There you go.
Well, they hit me right in the face. Sorry. I don't need to wear all of them.
Alright.
But regardless, the rules with MLG going into this weekend, we had asked about it and we weren't really sure. They told us about halfway through the weekend that they were copying the rules set forth in the Olympics, which I actually didn't know. We haven't looked them up, but they said they had a meeting about it and had to go and look it up online to find out that the coaches for Olympic teams and Olympic athletes actually don't get medals. And their biggest example of that was Coach Krzyzewski for the Olympic basketball team does not receive a medal when they place. So when it came down to making their decision for this weekend, I understand and completely see their point of view.
So I've argued from the start
Yeah.
that the difference to me in my mind is that Towey is involved in the live competition aspect. Like even Coach Krzyzewski, who is coaching from the sideline, like he's involved in the competition, but he's not actually like competing. Like Towey is legitimately competing, actively using his mind and making play calls in game, directly affecting the outcome in real time of the game. And that's where the difference in my mind lies between the two. Now, certainly I'm biased, but I strongly encourage everybody to go on Twitter if you watch this video and hashtag medal for Towey. I've seen a lot of the casters, a lot of the people from 343 doing it, and honestly just a medal for the coaches in general. The top 3 coaches I think all should get a medal.
Yeah.
Because once again, in Halo and either in other competitive esports, the coaches are directly involved in the competition and have a direct outcome or impact on the outcome of the game. So I think it's
another way to look at it too is that if Coach Krzyzewski, how the hell do you say his name? Krzyzewski is replaced, does the USA basketball still win? Yeah, guaranteed they win no matter pretty much who is coaching them. Whereas if Towey is not coaching us, I'd say there's certainly a higher chance that we don't win the tournament. Our odds go down. So I'd say quite a bit. I think that he plays a huge role in every single game, and he notices. I mean, he's coached us for being Justin for 6 years now. And he's coached Eric for multiple years, so he knows our habits and he knows when we get out of our good habits and get into bad ones. So I think that's the biggest difference is he has a direct impact on it. Whereas if you replace the coach of the USA basketball team, they're still going to win the gold.
I do have to say for sure, though, I appreciate all the love from everyone, but I want to make sure to give a lot of credit to all the other coaches that were there this weekend, especially Coach Phil, who was on Allegiance, and they placed 3rd, and then Clutch, who was coaching CLG and placed 2nd. I'm certainly important to our team, but they're just as important to their teams, and I feel like there's maybe too much of an emphasis being placed on me, and I want to make sure to just give them both a ton of credit for a very, very good job all weekend as well. And if anything should be coming to me, then it should be coming to all of the coaches who placed as well.
Yeah, well said.
I don't have any other questions unless I should go back
Don't
down
scratch
there.
my medal.
Yeah, this guy's banging them
You
around.
guys know which one is which?
It doesn't matter.
What did he say?
He's like, yeah, if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to hit me a follow on Twitter. And
Do it, dude. Do it.
You gonna do it, Hammy?
No, I'm not doing it.
Why?
Come on, man. You just did it. Let's go. You want me to do it?
Yeah, you're doing it.
Yeah?
I'm not doing it.
All right, well, that's it for today, guys. Those are all the questions that we have. We are going to be doing a lot more of these in the future, so make sure to drop a like below and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Not only will we be doing a lot of Q&A videos, but we'll be uploading a lot of our scrims against other teams leading up to regionals, which is only about 2.5 weeks away. Is that it? You guys, anything else here?
And make sure to follow Towie's channel because we will be coming out with a commonly initiation video where we make him wear a dress or something of...
I thought we talked about that in private. It wasn't going to be announced yet.
What's happening.
All right.